Do you mind? Okay, I guess she's going to be back there until she decides to jump down. So, people are asking me about drama again, but hey, you know, it's just one of those things. Thankfully, this drama is pretty tame, and I really don't have to talk too much about it because, well, there's no names involved, and I kind of like the talk about this a little bit more because there's a very clear-cut discussion that's around it that I find far more interesting. So we're going to talk about the story, and then we're not going to show any names. Like I said, there's not really names involved. The person that posted the original YouTube video did blur who the original Fog Whisperer was, which I appreciate, but I'm also not going to bring up the video just in case, you know, just in case you guys seek it out and somebody finds the Fog Whisperer and then starts spamming the name in the comments, and then I got to remove it, and I really need moderators for just the YouTube channel. In any case, let's talk about what recently happened as of me recording this video. During the anniversary event, some huntress went up against a Fog Whisperer, and they ended up downing the Fog Whisperer as the last person of the match in Swamp. And when they picked the Fog Whisperer up in regular Swamp fashion, there were no hooks. There were absolutely zero on their side of the map. You could even see when they picked them up, the nearest hook was probably a good like 35 meters away, which is incredibly far. So at that point, you have two options. You either walk with the person until they wiggle out and then down them and then hope you can get them to a hook, hoping they don't run back into the dead zone, which is something that survivors love doing. Or two, you leave them slugged on the ground and go look for hatch. This person chose the third option, leave them slugged on the ground and then stand over them while they crawl around and close hatch in their face. Now, the idea was that they really wanted their 4K, and they slugged them for a long time, and we're going to get into the discussions about slugging, because that's actually what this video is about, and things like that. But before we do that, you might want to know the full story and why this became drama. It is because the Fog Whisperer threatened to have their connections as a Fog Whisperer get this streamer banned, and basically caused a complete breakdown and anxiety attack of the streamer. Now, I want to let you out there know, I want to let you guys out there know that if you ever slug a Fog Whisperer, or you tunnel them out of the game or something like that, and they get all pissy and they say they're going to use their connections to get you banned, they literally cannot do that. They literally cannot do that. They cannot get you banned for that. That is not bannable offense. And that is part of the discussion today. But the Fog Whisperer basically was like, "Oh my God, they held me hostage. I'm gonna use my connections up behavior." And basically acted like a big fat fucking baby. Now somebody's gonna mention in the comments, and they're gonna ask my opinion. They're gonna be like, "Oh, what about the Huntress? The Huntress really didn't have to slug." Yeah, no, I agree. The Huntress did not have to slug. The Huntress did not have to bleed out. I think honestly, the entire thing of like bleeding out the fourth person when you're not trying to adept is incredibly cringe. Also, I think that adepts don't count for bleed out. I think bleed outs don't count for adepts, if I remember correctly. But like trying to bleed out the fourth person to get your 4K is just incredibly cringe. You win at a 3K. A 3K is a win. I think consistently going for 4Ks outside of like challenges and stuff is just really weird. You know, and I think like doing like everything you possibly can for the 4K is really weird. Like I get like if you down someone, like you down the third person and the fourth person is right there, you know where they're at. You know, go for it, right? Or if you know, when you find the fourth person while you're walking around looking for stuff, you can do that as well. You know, I think that's all fine and good. I'm not saying going for 4Ks in general is cringe. I'm saying like going out of your way and slugging the last person for 4 minutes till they bleed out and shit like that, or slugging the third person and then spending 2.5 minutes walking around the map looking for the fourth person to avoid hatch and all that. I think all that's incredibly cringe, right? Especially in the anniversary event. Like, just pick the person up, try to get them to a hook, try to find them before they get hatch, and if they get hatch, go, well, that sucked, and move on. You already had 3 dead. There was no reason for all that bullshit. It's just one of those, it's really one of those things where, you know, I feel like the entire act that led to the situation was cringe, but nothing is worse than threatening to use your connections with a game company to get somebody banned for something that's not a bannable offense. Now, they quoted holding the game hostage, and this sparked this entire explosion on Twitter about whether or not it is holding the game hostage to slug someone out for 4 minutes. And simply put, it's not. It is not considered holding the game hostage by the developers themselves. This is proven within Behavior's own FAQs. This is something that you cannot report people for, because holding the game hostage means that you are forcing the person to stay in the game until the server timer is up. There is nothing the person can do to end the game on their own accord, or they're within a reasonable time, I should say. There's nothing a person can do on their own accord to end the game within a reasonable time. And when you get slugged and left on the ground to bleed out, it is only 4 minutes. I know it seems like a lot longer. I know it seems like an eternity, but it's not. It's only 4 minutes. Is it fun? No. Is it interesting? No. Do I think it's cringe to do so? Yes. I truly believe that if you are going out of your way to do that, it is incredibly weird and very, like, only under very specific circumstances. Like, if the last person you caught, like, one time I had one person who, like, BM'd me all game, and then I caught them right as they had the gates 99'd, but there was no hooks around, so I did leave them to bleed out because I'm a petty bitch that way. But, like, again, if you're doing this every game, if you're like going out of your way every game just to get that last kill and secure your win, like you're doing that kind of stuff, I'd find it kind of cringe. But is it reportable? No. You're just weird. You're just taking the game way too fucking seriously. Right? So I think that at the end of the day, I think a lot of people just need to understand the difference between something that is incredibly annoying and something that is an actual bannable offense. And at the end of the day, too, I just think that a lot of people just really have too much entitlement as well, right? Like, I think that a lot of people in this community, just realistically speaking, are incredibly entitled when it comes to the way that other people play the game. They feel like because they made it to the last, they made it through all the gens being done, and they're the last person alive and all of this stuff, that they like deserve to get hatch or deserve to be able to open the exit gates and leave. Like, the killer is just supposed to let them live just because they made it through all the other bullshit within the match, and that's just not how that works. But also, I think that a lot of killers are entitled, where they're like, well, I killed 3 and this last person is, I'm the killer, I'm supposed to be killing the survivor, and then let's just, like, bro, like, if they get hatched, they get hatched, bro. Fuck it, right? Like, I feel like outside of reasonable attempts to kill the 4th person, like I said, hook the 3rd person, go walk around, try to find hatch, walk to the exit gates, try to find the 4th person or whatever. I think outside of reasonable attempts to kill the 4th person, you're just being completely, like, bizarrely entitled to that 4th kill. And I feel like if you're the kind of person where you're like, I don't care if it's not fun for them, I'm gonna leave them on the ground for 4 minutes because I'm the killer and that's what I'm supposed to do, I feel like you've just completely lost the plot of the entire, like, playing the game. I feel like you're legitimately just, like, not being an inch. I feel like if you do that kind of stuff, you're not a fun person to be around. Right? Like, without reason, if your only reason is I need the 4K for no other reason than you want the 4K, then I just don't, I feel like you're just not a fun person to be around. You know what I mean? Like many things in the world, it requires nuance, right? Why are you slugging out for the 4K? In this example, it is because you just really wanted that 4th kill in the anniversary event, which was apparently so damn important, right? I find that cringe. I find it weird. And honestly, the person who posted that video, I don't particularly care for them just because of that. But at the same time, I understand that they weren't the villain in this situation. They were just a little bit cringe. But I think that the entirety of the community coming back and being like, well, both sides are just as bad. This guy was really cringe, but the Fog Whisperer was also, like, a really bad, like, a really shit person. And the Fog Whisperer had a point. I mean, it is holding the game hostage. It's not. It's not. But yeah, I think I've rambled on for too long. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you enjoyed Jolie being back here. And let me know what you guys think down below. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today and get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.